Is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, cloud swing traders. You guys are doing fantastic. Hope you guys had a good Father's Day weekend. Everybody got some time, enjoyed themselves, hung out with their family, did their thing. Whew, it's good to be back. We got a short week ahead of us, but more exciting than that, we got Bill in the house. Good morning to you, Carlos. Good morning, Emily, Frank, Jay, Jeff. Good morning to Kevin, Lauren, Mike is Peter in the house. Good morning to you, Rick, Shane, Tim, and Tim. All my people out in YouTube land. We got Santillo, we got Ivo, all my lurkers in the background. So Cast, I love you. Hit that like and subscribe button. And yeah, the market seems a little quiet today. I don't know. I didn't see too many crazy gaps or really anything. Jeff says, good morning, Vietnam. Uh-huh. Yeah, a little bit of a quiet day today in the market. Friday, pretty good close, decent. Not overwhelmingly good. We still got a close a little bit higher, somewhere around like 542.84. Would have been a little stronger, but it was a kind of inside day, little retest. We stayed inside of Thursday's candle the entire time. Friday did have a strong close into the resistance, just not enough to get higher. So I will be watching this 542.84 today, see if we could get some kind of a break in a bullish direction. Otherwise, we're also opening at a little bit of support. So we'll see. We got 27 minutes to this market opens. 542.36. I want to try to stay above that one. And if not, then I'm looking for a retest into like 541.47. Keep in mind, we do have this shorter week. So we have Juneteenth on Wednesday. Markets closed. So we get 2 days of trading. We get a mini break. And then we follow it with another 2 days. And then into quad witching. So we'll see what happens on the market. We'll see what we'll see if quad witching wants to bring any volatility. If we're just going to probably chop around, we'll see. But I have I'm not really bullish or bearish right now for today. At least I'd be okay with just hanging out a little bit. Let some of those moving averages continue to climb higher. We still have a wide open gap on the SPY down to like 536.06. So we'll see if that one wants to eventually close. But right now it looks a little sideways shoppish. We'll see. Santella says, why 4 days? We have Juneteenth is a federal holiday in the US. Yep. It's one of the newer holidays, but I think what 2 years ago started something like that. But yeah, so be prepared on that one too. If you're selling calls, if you're selling puts, if you're buying options, keep in mind that you do have that one extra day in the market where there's no activity and just kind of some theta runs out on some of those options. So if you are playing with contracts, that will affect it a little bit. And then again, we're back on Thursday, and then quad witching Friday, which should be a little crazy. Q's had a much stronger close. So again, nice little run into the finale of the Friday. Not bad on the Q's. Looking for some kind of support around 478.08. So if we do get any type of pullback, I'm looking for that. Otherwise, we close at all-time highs on the Q. So Q's still looking really, really strong. Thank you so much, Broadcom, Nvidia, even Apple. those guys are playing a whole different game than the rest of the market. So yeah, even if you had like the long term, you're like, man, anything value-wise was kind of getting beat up a little bit on Friday, but Q still looks strong. And I think AVGO is just under 6% of the Qs. So obviously that one having a crazy day or pretty crazy week, actually. AVGO. Let's see where that one landed, and then we'll go to TLT. But yeah, really, really good gap up on Thursday. Nice follow through on Friday. Today as well. That one's getting gapped up. So that one just keeps on running. I don't know if Cindy still has positions, but if so, that's still looking fairly good. TLT. So the bond people are not loving it today. They're pulling back a little bit. Again, gaps kind of frequently. You should have resistance on TLT somewhere around 93.88 and 93.27. So that's at least a little bit of a positive, actually, for the equity market. Oh, actually, my bad. No, that wouldn't be. that wouldn't be. That's higher yield, so that's actually a little bit more bearish for the equity market. We'll see. Bill's in the house. Yeah, let me know if you guys got any tickers that you guys want to take a look at. Very, very few moving. TSM was one of them. I believe they got an upgrade. I think it was to 180 from 160. Let's see if they have that on here. I think it was from Bank of America. Wall Street set to open. Susquehanna raises target on Taiwan Semiconductors to 200 from 180. Okay, I had half of that right. So they got a little upgrade from Susquehanna to $200. So that one is getting a little gap up again. They've been strong after that breakout. So we had a little while of consolidation. We finally broke out, and that one's still moving. And of course, once you get the price to move higher, you typically have the analyst coming in to chase it. So they do have their upgrade in there. That would be $22 higher from here. Uh, it's a nice little gap and go. Probably again one of the stronger ones, probably one of the heavier watched ones today, just with that gap. I wouldn't mind trying to catch a small little pullback on this one. I've got no targets higher. I guess we'll use the $200. I don't think we hit that today, but that's all we really got in terms of like maybe a price target. 180 should be a psychological home number. So I'm no, not one. Yeah, 180. So we'll see. We'll see if that one could pick up some momentum. I would want a little pullback. It is a gap and go. It's a retest gap from Friday, but all those candles were inside of this one. So that, even that one's kind of a retest too. No, that was more gap and go. Yeah, I wouldn't mind playing that one bullish. I'd give that a shot. Tesla's at an interesting level. Interesting level. Peter says Nvidia can only go up, no pullback. Yeah, yeah. If you're like me waiting for that pullback, I'll probably just miss the whole thing. Tesla. Not a tremendous close, but it wasn't bad. I think we closed, so I have my support somewhere around 178.16. We did close lower than that. We are continuing down a little bit. Starting to run into some moving averages, so I got a little bit of that, and I got support, the next level of support, so we're around 176.34. This is a retest gap at open. I actually probably wouldn't mind playing this one for a fade or looking for a fade just into those moving averages. So I forget who it was, but one of you guys, maybe it was Tim. I think it was Friday, was saying like, yeah, that kind of looks like a false breakout, and I could see that. But we also have a false breakdown here as well. So I don't know, just kind of back into that chop zone. Sounds like a sell the news type scenario. But the way I look to play these type things, or at least what I'm looking for, is I think we just had one big pennant pattern. So once we get that pennant pattern, yeah, that doesn't look like that one actually broke down as much. But once we get that breakout, you usually have the retest into it. So what I'm thinking on Tesla until we start breaking down probably those levels there, this is still just kind of that fade back into that pennant pattern. So if you were wrong, meaning that you were shorting Tesla somewhere in this consolidation, you're obviously wrong here. I think if we started to break higher the next day, so I think even probably some of those bears could have definitely held through this little gap up, going, okay, well, we'll probably retrace. And then if we start breaking out, then I think they're kind of forcing their hand that they have to close their positions. And that's where you probably get that follow through. But if I was bearish on Tesla, if I was shorting Tesla into that gap up, yeah, I'd be down on my position, but I wouldn't be freaking out necessarily. And then the next day kind of comes down, good close again. So now I think we're starting to get to the spot where some of those shorts might say, okay, well, I was wrong. Market's giving me a chance to get back out. Maybe for a little gain, maybe small loss, but I'm not taking this loss up here. So if they hung in, this would make a pretty viable spot for some of those shorts to kind of clear. And that's typically where you have that second leg up. So that's what I'm kind of looking for on Tesla in a longer term picture. But until we start really breaking down and closing some of those levels, closing past that, then I think this is no longer some kind of a retest and more of a breakdown. But it is a retest today. I don't know how far Tesla's going to go. I mean, does some surprising things every now and then. Right now, pre-market, I'm seeing a little green candle pop on my other screen. Um, but I wouldn't mind playing this for the retests. Again, I'm got resistance at like 178.19, and then the next one up from there is 178.57. It doesn't really give me a good opportunity to go bullish here unless it's going to be for some kind of swing trade where I got my stops down to like 168, 168.90, something like that. So we'll see what happens on that one. Unless you think we could get past, so I feel like a real bull, and you're like, well, yeah, we could probably clear through this 178.57. Okay, then this is a good zone for day trade, and then we're probably targeting probably close to this 184.10, something up in there. So we'll see what happens on that. But yeah, a little bit of chop, a little bit of chop. Let's see. I saw a couple of the tickers come in. We got Disney and HPE. The Diz. Retest gap from Friday, which was opening and closing inside the previous day. This would be a little bit of a gap and go on this Thursday candle, but right into a big major resistance. Did they have news? They had the Inside Out 2 movie. Disney wins the weekend. Congratulations, Disney. That's nice of you guys. As B. Riley sees strong movie demands. I don't know what B. Riley is. Is that a person or is that a movie? You could clearly tell I did not go to the movies this weekend. B. Riley cited data. Okay, so all right. So B. Riley is not a movie, but Inside Out 2. Yeah, Bad Boys Ride or Die. I keep seeing things about I think their franchise got to like the $1 billion level, but yeah, we'll see. Small gap. I would be a little more concerned about that resistance coming in. So you do have resistance on this one, probably somewhere around 101.32. Obviously, a pretty decent, strong kind of recent downtrend that we've had as well. We almost closed the gap. Maybe with that wick we did. Kind of, kind of getting the bounce where it should if you want to take a stab at it. And then let's do one more thing. Let's do a quick little fib on this one. Since we do have some time today. Let's see. Uh, we closed below the 618, so I don't love that. The next bigger resistance we got to watch to try to get above is 102.25. So yeah, I think this is a move that kind of fades and maybe we chop around. If we get some longer term consolidation, I wouldn't mind. So if we do run up into that, even that 102.25 zone, give me like another couple days of just some sideways chop, and then I'd be okay. Just build a little more pressure. But otherwise, it is gapping a little bit today, which is good. I don't know if I'm buying it though. I don't know if I'm buying what they're selling. HPE. If it does want to drop lower, I'm with that. That's cool. HPE Hewlett Packard. That's probably one of my favorites so far. Yeah, I still want a small little pullback at open, but that looks like we could probably continue some momentum. So HPE is going to go pretty high on my list. Maybe if we could get a pullback to, I'd be looking for like 21.74. So we're not even far from that. I wouldn't even mind some kind of pre-market break, but realistically, I prefer high wave candle in this one. Give me a reverse candle that I could take a break, something like that. But definitely one of my favorites. We don't have a whole heck of a lot in the way of resistance. We got nothing. It's not a big, massive gap. Everything tech wise still good. This one has had a little bit of a break, so it's got that bullish momentum to it. Yeah, that's gonna go. That's gonna go pretty high on that list. So probably my favorite so far to look at. We got Ingnet. Ooh, Ingnet's gonna throw its hat into the ring too. That's a lot of buying last couple days. Great close on Thursday. Little rest candle on Friday. This one probably a little bit more spready. I'll put that as number two. Again, I would like to see this one would have to be some kind of high wave. HPE, I wouldn't mind taking that pre-market breakout. ANET, I would like to give it at least a few minutes. See if we can get a pullback just because you do have strong 1, 2, 3, 4 days of buying with a good gap up, and people are starting to, well, they're not starting to be profitable. I guess they're every single bull ever is profitable in this gap up. So let's see if we get a little pullback. But that one looks good for continuation as well. ARM Holdings. So Friday we threw a little high wave. Indecision, we are above that opening price. Not many levels up here on ARM, so I'd have to use probably the high of Friday. So look for like 167.72. There's been some buying on this one as well. The real support is 157.04. If we get some kind of a pullback, see if that level wants to hold. I would also look at probably the opening price of Friday as well. So somewhere around this 160.06. You might start to see a little support there, but inside day, let's see if we get a little bit of a pullback on this one, and ARM might be good. Definitely, it's got that momentum to it. Let's get ARM under TSM, I think. I like it. MU, I believe they also did they have an upgrade too? Good gap on this one into all-time high. It's either you gap into all-time highs or you're just getting your face punched in this market. That's the that's the only two stories. Yeah. Okay. MU obviously tech. Let's see what the news is. Earnings coming out. When's earnings? The 26th. So is that next Wednesday? Micron to rally around 31%. Here's the top forecasts. Susquehanna's been busy over the weekend. Okay. ACN, so Piper Sandler cut to 320 on that. Toll Brothers, Goldman Sachs got a price target from 112 to 124. What was that on? Toll Brothers. Okay. GEF, Monster Beverage, price target from 63 to 57. They got downgraded. We got price target to 185 from 143. That's a big one. It's a big hike there, Susquehanna. But yeah, a little bit of a gap and go from Friday. I'm gonna have to move this one higher. Again, all-time highs. Gotta wait for some kind of a pullback. But I wouldn't be surprised if this one runs. We'll see. We'll see what kind of candles they give us that open on that one. Obviously, no target price, no levels, no nothing. So we'll see if we get some kind of a pullback, double bottom, maybe even. We'll see. Queen. And then I'm seeing, can we do Bitcoin? Yep, we'll take a look at that one as well. Actually, we'll start with Bitcoin. BTC USD. I don't think they were moving higher. They look like they're about to break down. Yeah, we're under some key levels on this one. So watch out. We got 65, 965, somewhere in that zone. Right now, we are below it. So unless this candle turns into some kind of magical hammer that could get us above that zone, and better would be if we could get closes back above, I think, 66, 342. Otherwise, we're probably looking at Bitcoin short term back down into the 64, 224. So I think we got we got a good double top. We got some pullback on Bitcoin. It's probably not going to help the Coinbases, the Mars, the riots, things like that. I don't know where we had those targets from. Coinbase has a little bit of support. So it's still inside day from Friday. We got a little support, probably around 240.39. Not too far off of it if it wants to hold. I would suspect it would be a little bit chop, and then with Bitcoin being a little bit more bearish, it probably has a little lead to the bear side. But you do have that one little support. If that one breaks down, I think we get target prices back down to like 230.64. So we'll see if it can maintain that chop, and then you got the 20 EMA right there to maybe hold you up. We did get a bounce off that twice now. If you go back further, it's been holding. So any close below that 20, I think definitely throws it to the bearish side. Resistance on this one. So if you are looking at short, probably looking for like a 242.30. Otherwise, again, inside day, Bitcoin doesn't look too great. And this one might be coming for a little bit more pullback. So we'll get this one higher on the list just to see, probably for a short case. Would like a little rally on this one before we short. Maybe it's at 242 ADSK. Uh, Autodesk jumps as activist investor pushes for margin improvement. That is quite the gap. Still has some more room on it, up to 239.75. The first support we'll see, because there's a lot of buying into this. But first support, so I'd want it at least to come down to 235.17. The better spot would be if that breaks and then we get down to like 229.86. And then we get all those moving averages to hold us up. We'll be at some kind of level of support. So I would like almost a much bigger pullback on this one. But we'll add this one to the list. ADSK. It does have a few dollars higher. It is a pretty good gap already, though. And there was been some buying into the close on Friday as well. So there's going to be some. I would assume some bulls saying, "Okay, cool. I'll lock in some Father's Day gains." That looks good, but it does have a little bit more room to the higher side too. PDD. Inside day for right now. So I'd want to see a pullback, see what happens at the level of 148.42. The real resistance on this one, I don't know if we get there today because we do have another resistance ahead of us. We got 149.45. Otherwise, real resistance 151.21. So that's going to be a spot that would have to break. I would assume there's probably a couple of shorts there, just waiting to get in short. That's where I would be looking if I was to go short on this one. Because you do have the potential for right now, at least, and it's until it doesn't. But if we do get a rotation here, this is a higher or lower high. So not great. We're still holding that 20. We've had a good run. This could be a pullback, and makes sense that we get some kind of indecision candle. So the bulls are like, no, we're going up here. Bears like, okay, with lower highs, we'll pull back a little bit further, maybe even into this 138 range, somewhere around there. So probably a little bit more choppy today. Let's see, is Baba moving? Just want to see some of the Chinese names. Baba, we got a little bullish sentiment on Baba today. Nice little gap up. Still inside day of Friday. This was a retest gap, which is never retested. Yeah, don't they have a dividend coming out? Thursday special divvy. I think it was like 66 cents. SOUN. It's a retest gap, but it looks like probably we head lower. Yeah. Look for some kind of support, not too far away from here, 432. I think a better spot to short would be if we could get back to this 446 zone. And then the only other thing, I mean, obviously we're in some kind of a mini little pullback downtrends. Looks almost inverted head and shoulders. Probably a really good spot on this one if you do like it to go long is if we get down to like this 395 zone. Right where I got that 20. And we're still a little bit far off from that. So maybe pulls back another 40 cents, which I don't think happens today. I think today's going to be a little bit more quiet. But looking for some kind of probably retest that open on SoundHounds. Overall, I think the trend prevails. BA. Inside day, a little bit of support, probably sitting somewhere around 176.07. So not too far away from there. And then the next bigger support on this one, you're looking for like 173.30. Otherwise, you do have a bunch of days of selling. We still have Friday's VPOC right around 177. Should be some kind of resistance. I think it's got a little bit more bearish element feel to it, especially below all those moving averages too. So my guess would be at least opening with a little bit of chop, and then I think the bear side has a better case on that one. PayPal, and we got Oxy as well. PayPal, clear little breakdown from Friday, not a great close. Even the open for today, we're opening under. I'm looking for some kind of maybe resistance around $60.60. But yeah, not a great close. So I think the bearish side of this one probably ends up being the better, easier choice. And then maybe targets. We got a few levels before this. So we got like $60, good psychological hold number as well. Otherwise, we start breaking under. We got $59.13. And then really looking for like a 58.29 to hold. So that would be almost a good kind of retest into where this thing first originally broke out. Does look a little bit head and shoulders as well. So for me, my number on this one was 63.33, I think. So somewhere around here. We got above it, immediately kind of pulled back, reverse. So I think we still have a little bit more bearish path on PayPal for now as well. GME. Today, so Roaring Kitty, I guess last week sold his June 21st contract. So that's still going to be a big date just because that's the day he had his 120,000 contracts. He no longer has those anymore. I think he ended up selling, taking some gains, and then he bought another 4 million shares. So I think he has just over 9 million shares right now of GameStop. So he's still bullish on it. He doesn't have the bigger thing was June 21st was like the date where is he exercising all his contracts? What's he going to do? So that's kind of off the table. That being said, we're still above all moving averages. I don't know if he plans on putting out some kind of tweet or YouTube video or whatever the case again to put some more momentum into it. Right now, this does look a little bit bear flaggish, right? So we clearly see we got, I would say this is the flagpole. We got this, we got this. I got orders to sell the 35s already out there, so we'll see if that gets filled today at open somewhere. The only thing that could be good for GameStop here is if we start getting closes somewhere above probably $30.39. Because we do have a lot more room to the higher side of getting into this like 43.80 zone. Kind of coming back, retesting that. So if this is a failed bear flag, great. We're definitely building some pressure. We got some moving averages above us. We've had a couple of the short players kind of just be like, all right, I'm just gonna bow out of this one. Let's let's take some losses and call it a day. So we got some reason to like GameStop here, but it's definitely been consolidating. That does like a strong little potential bear flag. So we'll see what happens on that one. Otherwise, really good support. We don't want to see a close below 26.41. Otherwise, that is the morning opening bell. So everybody on YouTube land, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Keep in mind, we got a short week, so we will be back tomorrow, off on Wednesday, and do it again on Thursday and Friday. You guys are awesome, and I'll catch all of you guys